Hey guys, Sam here.
And Angela, and welcome to our homestead.
Welcome back to another video in our big project series of installing our solar array, whole off-grid system to hopefully take our 1988 Palm Harbor single-wide mobile home off-grid as much as possible. In the previous video, you guys got to see us have fun digging trenches. And boy, was that fun.
Could have been by hand, so.
Could have been worse, that's right. Sam better hush. Tell them what we get to do today video.
Today we are going to be laying the wire out in the trench and then putting the conduit in. Lots of fun stuff.
Sounds like fun. Let's get it going.
Let's go.
Alright guys, first things first, let's go ahead and run our direct bury service wire, which will run from the green, let's call it the power shed. Should we call it the power shed? I don't know, we'll think about that. It's going to run from the green shed where our inverter is hooked up. It's going to supply 240 volt electricity, AC current, down under the ground, all the way around and into the house. So I'm going to get the spool set up on the front of our tractor so we can easily unroll it, pull over here kind of close, and we're going to go ahead and pull out enough to go to the panel and beyond, but we're going to pull it out here in front of the house. Might as well do the pull job out here, upright, and just make it easier on ourselves. Once we have that done, we're then going to take the tractor, we're going to back it around, and we're going to lay the wire down in the trench a little bit at a time, and work our way all the way around the trench to the green shed, and hopefully see we have plenty of extra. Not a ludicrous amount of extra, because that would mean that I overbought wire, but extra to where we feel safe and comfortable with the install. Good, you can drop it. All right, at this point, we will now start laying it in the ditch and go to the shed. This will get us started in the trench. I guess I'll drive because it's really, really close to the trench and the pool. As I back up, guys, kind of lay the wire in the trench, but keep it tight, okay? Don't put too much slack down there. Alright, we have reached pretty much as close as we can get with the tractor since it has the rotary cutter on the back and everything, but that's okay. Most of the spool has been unwound and it shouldn't be too difficult just to roll this along beside the trench and finish laying the wire. So thankfully we have a little bit left over on the spool, probably a little bit more than we need to if I was starting down here, but again, that's a lot better situation than the alternative. Now we get to repeat the process, this time going from our northern solar array where we will have our disconnect box and running our solar wires over as well. These will be different though. They are all on one big giant spool, so we need to roll them out, cut them, roll them out, cut them. We're going to have a total of 4 array strings running from the panels to the inverter charge controller. So we got to do it 4 times, and when that is done, pull it all out and put it in conduit to put it back in the ground. Alright, to make it easier, since the solar arrays each have a red and black wire, I just got the spools parked here with the tractor just gonna pull it from here, walk it out, put it in the trench, and we'll do it that way instead of trying to drive backwards. All right, our 4 runs are done, and I don't know whether to be happy or kind of bummed. I want to go with happy. Whenever I bought all of the wire, I only thought we were doing 3 runs, so I bought enough for 3 runs, a little bit of extra, but my little bit of extra was enough to do the 4 runs, plus have enough to, I think, go from south array to north array twice, because there's 2 strings going from the south array to the north. So I'm glad we're doing 4 runs, right? Because I would have had a lot of excess. But let's see if we actually got enough. Let's travel down there to the solar arrays and do those 2 last pulls to see that we got enough wire or not. Thankfully, we had enough wire to do everything. I don't have to go back and buy more solar wire. We have about 10 feet extra, which is pretty amazing. Again, I guess I overbought, or Providence was looking out for me. How about that one? That's honestly the truth. So all of our 4 strings have been roughly pulled, cut, and they are there, as well as the 2 strings going from north array to south array. What we need to do now, though, is go to the store and get our conduit, which will be encasing all of our DC wires. Rigid conduit, gray conduit. So we're gonna go shopping after we get some measurements, and we'll see you guys when we get back. All right, it's the next day. We're back from our shopping trip, and let me just say, the cost of not getting electrocuted is pretty expensive. This is about $700 worth of conduit. Although, it's very quickly should be followed up with the cost of getting electrocuted is even more expensive. So quit your whining, Sam. Do it right. So I have a combination of 2-inch rigid conduit, 2-inch because they did not have 1.5" in the store, so 2-inch was it, and I have a combination of 1 1/4 inch. The 1 1/4 is for the solar array wires to go from north array to south array, and then the 2-inch is for all of those solar runs to go from our disconnect box through the trench to the green building. Let's go ahead and start here first with our solar arrays. To glue the conduit together, we're using some of this medium gray PVC cement, and the conduit pieces come pre-flared on the ends, so you don't have to buy couplers or anything. You just glue this end or the other, slap them together, give it a little twist, wait about, I don't know, 30 seconds, and you're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and glue about 4 of these together outside the trench, and then we'll take it over and we'll lay it into it. We got to pull it on through quite a bit, Elijah, so I can come back inside this array. Keep going. Elijah, Isaac, go to the other end of that pipe. There we go. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and sit it out of the trench just for a second. It'll be easier for us to fish the wires through. So we have our 2 solar runs, so a total of 4 wires, ready to go. They are wrapped in yellow and green tape to indicate run 1, run 2, or whatever. We'll figure it out later, right? They're just identified. Now we're going to take this and fish it through the conduit. All set. All right, we're going to glue our elbow onto the end of this pipe, which is what's going to transition from in the ground and then coming up vertical to the solar array.
We're going to probably need some of that glue.
All right, hold the conduit. All right, watch out, I gotta be able to rotate it.
Some just dropped in my shoe.
What, glue?
Yeah.
Oh, Mommy's gonna be mad at me. See if we can wipe it off. Those are your new shoes. Okay. Nobody tell.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So this one is not getting glued into place just yet because we'll have to disconnect this piece, pull it out of the way whenever we mount our disconnect box and everything, because this is going to go straight up to the bottom of the disconnect box. So for now, it's left long and not glued so we can fix it later. All right, now we're going to strap this 1¼ inch conduit to this lower 2x6 using the strap and screws. And we'll do the same thing like this up top. All right, go ahead and turn around and face that way. I'll help hold you. Awesome. Need help getting down?
Yep.
Okay. Alright guys, our solar array connection as far as the wire conduit work is done. That was awesome. It wasn't that bad. It was also the easier of the conduit jobs. What we're going to do next is change gears a little bit. We are going to go ahead and backfill the trench where it goes right here from the solar array towards the house. That wire is in the ground. It is direct bury. It is proper to leave it like it is. So we're going to go ahead and backfill it to give ourselves access to go across the ditch and start backfilling over there for the solar connection that we just did with conduit. Alright guys, we are ready to go ahead and start doing our 2-inch conduit, laying it in our trench. We're going to glue it all together, lay it down in the trench first. Then we're going to use a shop vac with a plastic bag tied to some rope to suck the cord through from the solar panel side all the way to the storage shed side. Then we'll use that rope to pull all our wire through. First things first though, putting pipes or conduit in the ground, gluing them up, and all that fun stuff. What I have here is something that's called utility rope. Now, I'm not a sponsor of this whatever brand, Rapid Rope. We got this from, I think, Lowe's, maybe Home Depot. I don't know. There's only 2 stores we shop at. Got it from them about a year or so ago. This stuff is super handy. This is a kind of like a woven rope. Not very large, but has 1,100 pound tensile strength. This is awesome stuff. And it has a nice little can you pull out of and a built-in cutter for cutting it. Anyway, geeking out about rope aside, what we're doing with this rope is attaching it to this Home Depot bag that I've turned into the saddest little party balloon. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and tape the rope to this. We're going to stick it in the end of this pipe, and on the other end, way downtown at the other end, use a shop vac to suction and pull the pipe and the rope all the way through the conduit. Woo! Gosh, that give you rope burn. It's knotted up in my hand. Let's turn the camera off.
We got it.
Now we have the fun part of pulling all 8 wires all the way back to the start point to then pull them through the conduit. I have all the wires together here, and I have a slip knot tied in the end of the rope that we pulled through. Yep, it's a different rope because we used both reels of the white stuff, so I went and got some mason string line. I'm putting a slip knot in this, let's say about 10 inches up from the end. I'm going to tie a good knot on this, wrap it all around here, a couple more knots, and then I'm going to coat all of this in a nice thick layer of duct tape to help prevent it snag or this slip knot go off the wires as we pull it through the conduit. There we have it, all duct tape, knotted up, tied up, and hopefully can pull through the conduit without too much fuss or muss. Alright guys, let's see how long this takes. I think we have about 160 feet. This isn't much fun, just letting you know, not fun. We just got to the string line, the mason line, so let me change the camera. You're just looking at me dying up here. Let's zoom in on the cool stuff. Oh, come on, don't break. Oh, gosh. That's getting bound up. It must be right here at this double elbow. Oh, come on. Oh no, this isn't good. All right, push. Golly molly. We got it. I don't know that I think that was easy, other than pushing through the conduit and gluing it together as we go, but whatever, live and learn. That was 8 wires, 8 copper 10 gauge wires, pulled through 2-inch conduit, about 180 feet, we think, but given the bends and all that. But we're done. Now that our fun with wire pull is over, we are gluing our vertical standpipe onto the ends right here at the solar array. Now we can put this down to the trench and stand it upright. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. I'm trying to hold it still for you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Here we go. Oh, I'm a pleasure doing it.
I just told Isaac, I said, all right, you know that thing I told you don't to be doing at all? You can now go do it. He's gonna knock all the dirt he wants into the trench. Hurry up, son. You got about, well, 200 feet total. We'll be inside. Well, did you guys have as much fun as we did? Probably not. To be honest, I mean, we were having a blast. So much of a blast that was coming out of our foreheads in the form of perspiration. You didn't know what I was talking about.
Nope.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Sam's #1 tip of this project. If you pull your own wire through the conduit like we did, don't use mason string line. It's strong enough, but when you get to that point, you're trying to pull it, youch. Your hands will turn into cheddar, and the string turns into a slicer.
Need gloves.
Yeah, I guess that would have been smart, wouldn't it? Thanks.
Now that it's over.
Now everybody's got that ammo to comment. If you made it this far, you heard Angela say that, say, Angela said, need gloves. And people who read the comments are like, well, I don't know. They just didn't stick around. All right, so at this point, we are done with the conduit laying, the wires in the trench, the pulling of the wires, and the attaching of the ends of the conduit here at the solar arrays, at least. I think what we'll do is leave you guys with me backfilling into the sunset, but otherwise call it good for this stage of the video of this grandiose project.
We can have our yard back now.
In a couple hours, we'll have our yard back, yeah. Nice and smooth and dirt-y. But hey, feels good to have this part done at least. This was probably the worst part so far. Well,
The part to dread.
yeah, it definitely is the part to dread. I mean, the solar array build was a big project. It was a lot of work. But we get to see it and enjoy it. What we have now
It's going to be covered up.
and will just be muddy parts of our yard that we are like, ugh, it's so muddy because we buried wires. Either way, it's a required process, I guess.
It is.
They don't have wireless solar panels just yet. That would be scary.
Don't get in between it or whatever.
Yep, don't put your-
Zap, zap.
Don't plant corn between them. Popcorn. Anyway, I'm rambling, so Angela, go ahead and give us our outro and let's let these people go.
Thanks, guys, for coming along. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Otherwise, we will see you guys next time on the homestead.
See you guys.
Bye.
Let's start back.